Hi, so in this one we're going to be working with the law of cosine, right? And we can use this law when we know all the measure of the sides or we know a side that include an angle, right? And this one is a little bit different than the law of sine because it's a little bit longer the formula. So I have a squared, so the measure of a squared equals the measure of the other two sides squared minus 2 times the multiplication of the other two sides plus the cosine of that a. Right? And the same with B and C, right? So we have right there the formulas. Okay, so let's see the first one. So in this case, I have two sides and the angle, so I can use this law of cosine. So find each measure indicated. So I want to find AB. So AB is opposite to C, so let's name it C. So I have that C squared equals 12 squared plus 28 squared minus 2 times 12 plus 28 times the cosine of 26, right? So I'm just going to my calculator and finding this whole thing, right? 28 squared minus 2 times 12 times 28 times cosine of 26. Remember to have it in degree, so in this case, C equals 18 inches. So number 2, again, I have side angle side, and I want to find C also, so let's name. So C equals 2. C squared equals 2. 4 squared plus 30 squared minus 2 times 24 times 30 times the cosine of 130. Right, again, so I'm going to take the square root of all that thing. So C equals, in this case, 49 inches. So in this case, I want to find angle C. So I want to find this measure right here, right? But to find that measure, first I need to find this value right here. Just like, let's name it B, right? So B squared equals 28 squared plus 29 squared minus 2 times 28 times 28 times cosine of 52, right? So the square root on both sides. So in this case, B is 25, right? So now that I know that this one is 25, I can go now and use this to find angle C. So I'm going to have that angle C equals square, so 29 squared equals A squared, 28 squared plus B squared minus 2 times 8 times B times cosine of C, right? So I'm going to solve all that things. So I'm going to subtract by 28 square on both sides and 25 square on both sides. So I have 29 square minus 28 square minus 25 square equals negative 2 times 28 times 25. Cosine of C. 28, 25, 28 times 25. So the measure of angle C is going to be cosine inverse of 29 squared minus 28 squared. So I find that this in the calculator, this is 66.1 degrees. In exercise number 4, I want to solve this triangle. So remember that solving the triangle is finding every measure that I'm missing. So I'm finding side A, angle B, and angle C. Right? So I'm going to start by finding A using the cosine law. So A squared equals 18.6 squared plus 23.2 squared minus 2 times 18.6, 23.2 cosine of 93.1. Right? So the square root of everything right there is going to give me A. So A in this case is going to be 30.6 30.5 kilometers, right? So I have that this is 30.5, 30.5, right? So I know now that I have this information, I can see instead of using the law of cosine, I can use the law of sine to find the other two angles. That is shorter, a little bit easier to use, right? So in this case, I have sine of 93.1 over the opposite, so over 30.5 equals 2. I'm going to find angle B. So the measure of, so sine of angle B over the opposite 18.6, right? So I'm gonna multiply times 18.6 on both sides, right? So the measure of angle B is going to be sine. The inverse sine of 18.6 times sine 93.1 over 30.5. And we are just going to our calculator to find that one. So angle B in this case is 37.5 degrees, right? So now that we know that this one right here is 37.5, now we can find that one, angle C, by the triangle sum theorem, right? That we know that each angle equals the sum of all the angles is 180. So that means that when we subtract that, angle C, so the measure of angle C equals 49.4 degrees. Okay, so number 5, again, I'm going to start by finding this side. I'm going to start by finding A, right? Then I'm going to find angle B and angle C. So again, A square, I can use the law of cosine because I have the information of the side, the other two sides, and the angle. So equals to 14.3 square plus 27.2 square minus 2 times 14.3 times 7.2 times the cosine of 93.2. So I'm going to take the square root of that. So in this case, A equals 31.4 kilometers. Right, so this is 31.4. So again, now I can find angle C or angle B by using the law of sine. So sine 93.2 over 31.4. So it's sine of the angle over the opposite side equals to sine of C over the opposite side. So in this case, 27.2. Right. So I'm gonna multiply 27.2 on both sides. Right. So cancel out here. And then, so the angle C is going to be the inverse of sine of 27.2 sine 93.2 over 31.4, right? So we're going to find that on the calculator. So the measure of angle C equals 59.9 degrees, right? And again, angle B, we can find it by adding angle C plus A and subtracting it to 180. So the measure of angle B equals 6.9 degrees. And that's it for this lesson. May the force be with you.